This is Chris Yandek, and you're on cwinery.com. 1 year later, we welcome back the multi-talented Anika Noni Rose. After speaking with her last year, Miss Rose has been quite busy with many projects. Her latest movie role has led to some early Oscar buzz in For Colored Girls out this weekend. In a 20-minute plus conversation with the Tony Award winner, Anika talks about the last year, how phenomenal it would be to get nominated for the role of Yasmin, a story and nostalgia tribute to Whoopi Goldberg, and she takes us back in time to talk about her early financial struggles as a performer that one chasing dreams can find inspiration from, among many, many, many other topics. This is Chris Yandek joining me today. Last year, she came through during her run as Disney's first Black princess. Through that, she was one of cwinery.com's top 10 interviews of 2009. Anika Noni Rose, thank you for joining me. You got a really serious role coming out in theaters this weekend. Before we get into everything else, why don't you sum up how the last year has been since we last spoke?
Well, it's been quite a year, hasn't it? It's significant. It got significantly quieter for a while, which was nice. I've done some concert work. I am working on a musical. The Princess and the Frog continued, even though it was out. The DVD then came out, but I'm constantly running into people on the street that want to share their stories about their babies. And what it meant to them with me, which is sort of amazing. And having just gotten past Halloween, I got loads of pictures of little kids in their Tiana outfits, and so that's sort of an ongoing pleasure. It's been a really lovely and blessed year.
I'd love for you to reflect back upon one of those moments to your keynote commencement at Florida A&M University. Why don't you tell me about that experience? Where does it rank? And did you think about the importance of the message you would tell those graduates in this tough climate for them, job climate?
I thought very hard about it because I didn't, first of all, they were like, oh, it's going to be 20 minutes. And I was like, what? 20 minutes? I don't want to talk about myself for 20 minutes. That's unbelievable. Like 2 minutes is too much, to be standing up there chatting about your own accomplishments. So I was trying to figure out, how to turn this into something that is interesting for them, but also, important to the time. And FAMU has a very interesting crest, and I was sitting looking at the webpage and trying to find something to link to, and I was just sitting there staring at the crest, and it has field, hand, heart, and mind, I believe, is the fourth tenet for FAMU, and so I used those tenets as my speaking points, telling them to do the best that they can in their field, to not be afraid to reach for a hand, to ask for a hand, but also to give a hand in their journey. So I used all of that, and I talked a little bit about, what I do or how I've gotten to where I am, but more about the tenets that I think are important within that to hold on to try to make your journey in the best way possible. I didn't want to be preaching to people. I really just wanted to talk to them a little bit and share the things that I think have helped me along.
Well, it sounds truly phenomenal, and I think that you really definitely thought about it. Why don't you tell me about this role, this current role, in For Colored Girls, and how this is different than anything you've ever done?
Well, it's very different. I play Yasmin. Her color is yellow, and I think she is a beautifully yellow person. She is bright and warm and brilliant and far-reaching. She's a teacher. She teaches dance, and she uses the introduction of this art form to shepherd high school students who may or may not get the opportunity not only to express themselves, but to find within that expression a way to step forward in the world. So, her greatest joy is the amount of students that she has helped matriculate from high school to college. She is one of those people who just seems to have a soundtrack in her mind all the time. She's music is so important to her and moves her so deeply, and she expresses that through movement. It is different for me. She goes through a couple of events in the movie that are extraordinarily painful and intense. And I think one of the reasons, or the main reason, that I found her so enticing is because I felt that there are so many women that go through horrible experiences in their lives, and it silences them. So for those ones who have felt that they cannot open their mouths again and speak on the horrors that have befallen them, I wanted to play this woman who does get up and say, this is what happened to me, and it was awful, and it's not my fault, and I refuse to live under it. It's very important. I don't think that everybody in life can speak out on every wrong that has befallen them, but for the people that do, they make it a little easier for the next person.
If you'd like to read or listen to this entire insightful interview, click the link below this video, or head over to www.cyinterview.com. Again, that's the letters CY, the word interview.com. This is Chris Yandek. Thanks for listening.